None of the orders say that you can be here. I'm recording as well. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
need
that's
it,
fine.
I can give you a CAD number and you can request it, okay?
Okay, that's fine.
So, however, none of the orders say right now that you can get any items off the property. If you want to collect your items, you need to go file with the courts or wait until your divorce hearing and get and set it up that way. At that point, they'll give you a list of exactly what you want to grab off your property, and then you call us, and then we'll set up a time with you and with her, and then you go in and collect that specific list of property, okay? And that's just the way it works with civil. And then the way the civil is done. If there was a court order that says you can collect these items, and stuff like that, that would be one thing. But because there's not a court order right now saying that you can just go in, nothing on your paperwork says that you can come here to collect right now.
Okay, the judge.
I wasn't there
that.
for the judge, so
Okay,
when
well,
you're
well.
telling me that, I don't have that
You
order.
think I make a mention and all of this? I can take this for the court. Call this number and go and take the other stuff over there.
Okay, so
That's what I do, right?
right. So but I'm explaining to you.
Yeah, I understand whatever you say.
Yeah.
Okay, and between this and that, she got yard sales and be selling my stuff, and I don't
So
think it's
she's
fair.
not allowed to do anything with your stuff, no more than you're allowed to do with anything her stuff. She can't.
That's
she can't
impossible.
go-
I do something for
She
her
can't
stuff
go-
because I never can be over here.
So she can't go sell it. She can't go do any of that stuff. If that stuff happens, then you need to take her to court for it because it becomes a civil matter. So you got to understand, in the state of New Mexico, when you guys are married and living together, it becomes mutual property. So
Yes.
therefore, it belongs to both of you. So until the court order says otherwise, that's the way it has to stay until the court order says you can pick up this item and you can pick up that item. She gets to keep this item and she gets to keep this item. That's why you have to go through the courts for that.
The only thing what I need is my tools, but I don't come to over here for collect pennies and nickels. She can keep whatever she has, and I don't care. Fuck it. I don't want to be in problems. I don't want to see her again. And I recording this. Fuck her and fuck everything. I don't care.
The reason we went to the court this morning and got this paperwork that they filed, and we asked them what we needed to do to come over here and get his stuff. And they told us, they gave us this number and said,
They said call and
they
ask
said,
for
yeah, they said
something.
call and ask
So
for a
normally when
standby.
normally when that comes up, that's fine, but it's more for personal hygiene, clothes,
Gotcha, okay.
stuff like that.
That's right.
Not big items, because I can't prove that they belong to him,
Right.
no more than I can prove it belongs to her.
Yeah.
So when that happens, we can't do that without a court order.
No.
It's just not right, because if she goes, no, those are mine, and he goes, no, those are mine, who are we supposed to? We can't take the sides because we don't know.
I asked them this morning, like, what do we have to do? This is what they told us to do, so that's why we did. I
So-
understand what you guys are saying.
So I know a divorce decree is or a hearing set for a divorce, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So during that hearing,
Because she got somebody else, and she got the guy some living over here with her, and that pissed me off. I want you to understand that. So, but that's fine. I don't want nothing with her. Fuck it. She can keep whatever.
but if you want your tools and you want your stuff,
As
Just
the
go to
way
the
would I
court.
survive?
it's easy. Just go to the courts and say, hey, I need to file a motion for a civil standby to get this specific items, and you need to put specific items, because what they'll do is they'll look at it, and then the judge will say, okay, this is the list, and then during your divorce hearing, they'll see this list, right? And then the judge will say, okay, he's allowed to go back with the civil standby with one of us to come pick up this item, okay? And then once they sign that order saying that he can do that, he goes right next door from the court. The sheriff's office is right across the hall from the court, right?
Yeah.
You go to the window, you talk to the civil guy, you ask for the civil sergeant, his name is Sergeant Crispin,
Okay.
and you say, hey, I need to set up a civil standby to collect these items. Here's the court order saying I can collect them.
Okay.
And at that point, he can schedule it with you and schedule it with her. That way you guys can go, collect the items, and it's specific to the items,
Right.
and then you guys go,
So we
and
should
then you're
just
done.
Make a list of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I would
And
do.
then we just
She kicked me out over a year and not be paying rent, and she take everything like. That's fine.
So-
Maybe she needed more about me.
So
Fuck it.
when I asked this morning, they didn't have anything scheduled coming up. So do we just have to wait
So
for that?
so you can go down to the court and say ask them about. I don't know the specific
Right.
wording
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
paperwork. Just let them know that you have specific items, and your orders doesn't allow you to pick up certain items or set up a civil standby, because nothing on her order on that permanent restraining order after the restraining order was issued
Mhm.
actually says anything about a civil standby.
Okay.
So you can go over there and ask them for the civil standby paperwork or whatever they need, and then they can tell you what kind of paperwork. Or
That's
whatever
weird
they need.
because I work all my life. She never works, and I make everything what you see over there. She never works. She take care of my sons and all that. I understand that point, but she keep my tools, and the only way what I got for
No, I
success.
totally understand, and that's why I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
The
I
sooner you get down to the district courthouse, they're open till 5, so you can go down there right now if you want to, and you can just explain to them, hey, I need a civil standby done. However, it's big items. It's not just clothes and hygiene. It's major items in there. I need the paperwork so I can file to the courts.
Okay. Is there a way we can get a copy of the restraining order? Because we didn't even know there was.
So you can pick that up at that same district courthouse.
Okay.
Yep,
'Cause they said
absolutely.
This was all the paperwork they had, so I was just curious.
What is the paperwork
This
she
is
has?
just their divorce paperwork, like what they both filed.
Okay,
so.
because she gave me the actual permanent restraining order.
Yeah. See, we didn't know that was even there.
So
Otherwise, we wouldn't have come
yeah,
if we didn't know if we knew that was there. So.
and then this always goes along with the divorce decrees. However, that permanent restraining order supersedes this.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
So, a lot of this is that response. This is the response to the divorce.
Right.
Did you file for divorce or did she file? For
She
divorce?
filed for
We
divorce.
responded.
So this is your response.
Yeah.
Did you take this to the court already?
We did. We mailed it. Took it to
Months
the
ago,
court.
and I never get nothing in the mail on
About a
that.
month and a half ago.
You haven't got anything back.
Nothing.
Have you gone to the courthouse to ask him?
Yes.
That's what they gave us.
That was-
This was everything they had on it. They said.
Okay. And then you can also ask them about the civil standby stuff, because a lot of this stuff will fall under this divorce stuff about collecting items and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's actually what I'm trying to find. But
That's what I want to say.
so right here, see
Yeah,
how it
that's-
says all of this: do not.
Right.
That up until that divorce is finalized and the items are divvied up between what the judge says.
Right.
At that point is when you
Or
guys
the
can-
rest, whatever that left. That's
You know,
So
we just didn't know the restraining order was there. Which is why.
Yeah, so the restraining order actually says,
that kind of goes over
Yeah.
all this.
so the restraining order technically says to us that you're not allowed to be within 100 yards.
Trying to get more for the line parking.
Okay?
and I never touched her. I never killed her, and nothing like that. But well,
He's on the phone.
And
I know.
unfortunately, we're bound by what the courts say in the law. So, but if you want that copy of the restraining order and stuff, that way you're protected and you understand it all, I would go pick one up and just talk to them down there. Like I said, they're open till 5. So if you have time, just go down there. Go.
that can be cool because in that way I can take something to my lawyer because sometimes I feel like I should be jumping my fucking toes because she wanna let me with no tools, with no nothing. She kicked me out. She burned my clothes. She took everything. She threw my medicine. I drink medicine all the days, and she left me with no nothing. And it's hard to me to survive like that. And already past 1 year.
I get it. I know it's frustrating. Unfortunately, you just have to let the courts work for you, man. I know it's frustrating. I see it all the time. I've been doing this for a long time. I was actually in that civil division, and I had been doing that for like the last 5 years. So I'm very versed on this stuff. Like, that's why I'm trying to give you what your rights to do. because I don't want you to do it illegally.
Right.
And then it becomes a harassment charge.
Yeah.
That's not what you want, right?
No.
So that's why I'm here, and that's why I was telling you, like, I'm trying to tell you what you need to do. That way, the courts can settle out who gets what.
Okay.
And then that way, there's no question. We come, we pick up what the court says, and we're done.
And you know what? She said my older son, and like he didn't block me when I'm in the truck with her, and my son kicked me in the floor. All of this, he put it down and assaulted me in my house. And what about that? I never touched my wife. I never touched my sons. I never be aggressive with my family. Pero
211.
that happened when she got somebody else. But well, she got somebody else with her right now. That's 100%, and something that I can prove. And I feel angry sometimes and sad because I will all do this for someone else.
I get it. I do. I
Yeah,
get it.
you know.
I do.